COVID-19 is not just a health crisis, considering the indistinguishable effect it has made in social, economic, and political realms, especially for countries that are resource-constrained and ill-equipped to cope, like Malawi. The country is suffering extensive losses in lives and livelihood, with negative economic and social effects on people. COVID-19 was officially declared a disaster in Malawi, a disaster which is further complicated by a weak health supply chain system. Among others, Malawi suffers from shortages in the availability of personal protective equipment, PPEs, to protect both health workers and the public. Despite the fact that these PPEs are available on the market, they are not affordable to those in most rural communities. In order to minimize the negative effects of the pandemic, UNDP, with funding from the government of Japan, provided a 350 million kwacha grant to 6 public universities so as to produce local COVID-19 supplies like hand sanitizers, face masks, and shields. Among the 6 universities, Kamuzu University of Health Sciences benefited a 61 million kwacha grant channeled towards the production of hand sanitizers. One of the lab technicians shared the team's experience during the project.
My name is Tada Gondes. I'm a pharmacy lab technologist intern. The first thing that we did was to observe social distance. And then because we had a few chemicals in the laboratory, we tried to formulate our own sanitizers, but then we used it as only staff members from this pharmacy department. Would get requests from other organizations that we should produce for them sanitizers, but we couldn't because we had limited chemicals for the production of sanitizers. It helped us a lot because with the many requests that we should produce sanitizers for people, after we received the funding, we started producing sanitizers at a large scale. We'd get orders from big organizations like Malawi River Welcome Trust. So that is how it helped us. And also, we started producing sanitizers that have been used in the whole college. It impacted our operations in a way that since we were observing social distances, and there were times that we were required that we should alternate when coming to work, so our work output was affected in that way. Some of the challenges that we faced was that since a lot of people wanted that we should be producing for them liquid, they wanted for us to produce for them gel sanitizers. So at first, with the initial chemicals that we were using, we were failing to come up with gel. It was always in liquid, like we'd mix all the chemicals, but we wouldn't produce gel sanitizers. And there were also sometimes, like for example, from Malawi River Welcome Trust, they would require that we should produce for them sanitizers which had color, for example, blue. And then when we ended up producing the blue sanitizers, it turns out that the sanitizers were turning to pink. So the people would return the order. So we had to find out the problem. And then we found out that we were making sanitizers with a little bit high pH, which was affecting the color.
The project also created employment with the incorporation of 30 tailors, casual laborers, 2 quality checkers, 15 boys and girls doing sorting and knitting. The university also purchased cutting and sewing machines, as well as an embroidery machine for branding. This was their experience.
I'm Rose Kaleke. I'm the principal investigator for this project of UNDP GSB face mask project. Actually, when the college was contacted to join in this project, the college felt very happy because it's one way of helping the nation in combating the COVID-19. Actually, we started on our own as a college. First, we produced masks for the whole university. All the students who were coming, they were given 2 masks each. So we started with that, and then UNDP came in, gave us a smaller project to do about the same face masks. We did that, and from that is when we were told to do this big project. UNDP has helped us a lot because we acquired machines, the cutting machines, the sewing machines, and we also have an embroidery machine This time we're taking our pieces to somebody to brand them for us. But next time, if we are given another project, we'll brand them ourselves using the embroidery machine. Meanwhile, we have 30 tailors, casual laborers. So it has also helped them to get something out of this project. Thank you very much.
University of Malawi received 239 million kwacha, through which it used to venture into the production of face masks and foot-activated hand-washing machines. Initially, UNDP ordered 10,000 face masks, then issued another consignment for 100,000 masks, which allowed the university to incorporate more personnel to execute the project.
My name is Mangani Katundu. I am an associate professor of food and nutrition, but I am also the dean of research for the University of Malawi, and I'm the one who has been coordinating this project, which involved two components: the component of 3-layered reusable face masks, as well as the production of the foot-actuated hand washing machines. This project has been a wonderful project for the University of Malawi. We received 202 million kwacha from UNDP under the JSP project, which has been sponsored by the government of Japan, and it has enabled us to build the capacity of our institution in production. Remember, this is a follow-on project from the one that was also funded by UNDP last year under the UNDP lab, and so our capacity had been built at that time, but this time it was now saying, having built this capacity, can we produce at scale? And so in the previous one, we only produced about 20 foot-actuated hand-washing machines. This time we produced 700. We had only produced 10,000 masks. This time around we have produced 100,000 plus masks. So we have been empowered to produce at scale, perfect our production systems. We have also been able to acquire equipment consummate with the increased productivity levels. Our staff have been trained to follow on the production processes as well as quality control issues when you are dealing with large quantities being produced. So this project has been very helpful. It has benefited our institution. In some cases, we have had to add equipment to our institution. In some cases, we have had to commercialize the use of the equipment that we already had. The project has also created employment. Quite a number of people, over 60 people have gotten employment through this project. And I think having seen the quality of the things that we are producing, I can foresee that we will also be able to produce things for the commercial market. So we have been enhanced in terms of our research capacity, innovative prowess and the opportunities for our students, but also being able to impact our communities through promoting innovation and creation of an innovation hub. Thank you.
In combating the pandemic, Malawi University of Science and Technology, MUST, embarked on a project to produce face shields thanks to a grant of 13.6 million kwacha from UNDP. Through the project, MUST managed to procure a laser cutter to expedite the production of face shields. With the target to produce 35,000 face shields, the 13 people involved in the project included 5 supervisors from MUST.
My name is Ruth Mtua. I'm an engineer here at the design studio at MUST, and I'm a supervisor for the UNDP COVID PPE project. This is the second time that MUST is working on this project. So initially in 2020, UNDP subcontracted MUST to produce face shields, and it was under this project that they also procured a laser cutter for the design studio here at MUST under the engineering department. MUST has been working to produce face shields which are protective personal protective equipment so that people can use in their workplaces to reduce the spread of COVID-19. UNDP has greatly sponsored the project, so they are providing materials for the project. So all the materials, most all the materials that we're using to produce the face shields are being procured by UNDP, and also they're supporting the people who are working on this project, as well as the supervisors. Since it's a partnership, MUST also has a role to play in this project in providing the structures that are available here where people are working on, as well as the expertise to be able to come up with the design and quality monitoring of the face shields that are being produced. For this project, we're targeting production of 35,000 face shields. And so far we've produced 28,000 face shields, and we have 13 people from the community who are working on this project, including 5 supervisors from MUST. MUST is not only concerned with impacting its students, but also the community around it. So by incorporating members of the community to come into the project, they have been able to support the members to be able to provide for their families through the stipend that they're getting for because they're working on this project. And as for MUST, we have also improved because we are working on improving the design that we started with in 2020. So this project has given us an opportunity to also be able to assess the gaps that we have when we have projects such as this, and to be able to address these gaps moving forward with the next project.
This project was funded by the government of Japan in collaboration with the government of Malawi and UNDP.